Hello and welcome back to the best of 21 series between TheViper and DauT. This is game 5. The series, as you probably well know, is currently tied up at 2 games apiece, and we're going to move into game 5 now, see who is going to take the lead. And this is going to be an Arabia map once again. Down to the south in yellow we do have DauT playing as Aztecs, and up to the north of the map in red we do have TheViper playing as Aztecs as well. I'm going to put Fog of War on for a little bit and check out their scouting. In the last game we did see TheViper go for that epic double boar steal, and playing as Aztecs and Mayans, the Eagle Warrior does make an excellent boar stealing scout, I suppose you could say. In the words of Fiage, it is not a scout, it is a boar stealer. Fiage, of course, very well known for his laming. So it's worthwhile to keep an eye on the scouts, see if any laming attempts are going to be made. But of course, an Aztec war from Arabia, I almost said arena for a second then. An Aztec war on Arabia usually does mean one thing. It does mean drushing, as of course they do start with loom, so they have that extra gold at the start of the game. It does usually mean fast castling, and once in the castle age, spamming some crossbows before going up for a fairly fast Imperial, and if it does get to the late game, making those elite Eagle Warriors and raiding your enemy's economy like crazy. That is definitely what the metagame tells us. Whether this game is going to be any different, well, we'll have to wait and see. We did see some Aztec Arabia, not arena. We did see some Aztec Arabia wars in the GML. We did see DauT versus Chris in that situation, and I do remember that game being pretty memorable. DauT, I believe, absolutely crushing Chris right there. So if you haven't seen the games from the GML, which a lot of you might not have done, because a lot of subscribers have only subscribed real recently, then I would suggest checking those out. There's been some really good games in there as well. DauT just going to lure his first boar in right now, and of course loom for free straight away, so not needing to get that at all, not losing out on any villager production time. And this is going to be nice timing actually. He's going to get his boar in just as this sheep is finishing up. We'll go have a look over at the Viper side again, keeping an eye on these scouts, and we'll have a look at what their maps are looking like as well. So Viper just luring his first boar there as well, of course. Viper starting to make a little wall on this side. I suppose it's worth walling. It's not really, there's no reason why he wouldn't want to wall that. He does have gold on the front, however, and he has nothing in the back, so that is certainly not too good for him. He will likely want to play reasonably aggressively, as both of his golds are on the front. His third gold is again on the front over here, so the Viper probably going to want to play aggressive. He's probably going to want to try and secure this gold by building his barracks in front of it, and maybe even a watchtower for defense a little later on. That could be a possibility. So it's really important that he either plays aggressively or he defends this gold, because without that gold, of course, he's not going to be able to get up to the castle age, and he's not going to be able to create any extra militia or anything like that. So it's going to be kind of important for him to do just that. Luring his second boar in right now, and Viper seems to have spotted something he likes the look of. Is he going to go and lame that boar for the second game in a row? Looks like maybe not. He's not actually going to attack it and steal it just yet. Maybe he's thinking about it. His Eagle Warrior's hovering around there. Maybe he's not going to lame. Maybe he'll just try and damage the villager as it tries to run the boar back. We'll see. We'll see. It's worth keeping an eye on. Of course, Viper already has his 2 boars secured, so no laming from DauT this game. And DauT going to go and attack deer. I don't really know what he's doing here. Maybe he's just trying to put the Viper off. He's bringing his own Eagle Warrior over, so he doesn't want to risk losing that boar at all. And actually, that's quite nice. He did kill that deer off, sees that the Viper's left, and now he'll go with the lure. And he didn't waste any villager time there either, because that villager does have some food on it now. And he's going to try and just deter the Viper away. He really does not want this boar to be stolen, of course. Having your boar stolen is never a good thing. It does mean that it's going to be a little bit harder to get up to the castle age faster than your opponent, but he's going to get that boar quite safely, and the Viper is going to move away. The barracks just going up for DauT right now. Viper's barracks going up as well, and there we see the sort of beginnings of a wall off on the front. Likely once he reaches the feudal age he'll put some archery ranges here as well as more houses, as you can see there as well. DauT's map, it's not too bad actually. He does have gold in the back. Whereas the rest of his gold, it's all on the front again though. The only downside is that if DauT is left to defend, he will be defending downhill, or uphill even, as he is kind of sitting in a little bit of a valley, or sort of a valley here. He's got this big hill on the front of his base, and that does mean that if the Viper does come in later on with some crossbows or something like that, he will have the hill advantage. And that does mean that DauT is a little bit of a disadvantage here, so he is probably going to try and build his buildings on top of this hill. So it kind of works very well for DauT here if he decides to go very aggressive, keep the pressure on, and go with a little bit of a forward, as A, Viper's gold is very far forward, and B, he'd be defending uphill if he was defending as well. Seeing the first militias coming out though, 3 on queue for DauT, 4, 5 even for the Viper, and once they're created they're probably going to move out across the map and see if they can do some damage with those. Going to speed things up just a little bit until we get to that stage. There's the 5 militia coming out for the Viper now, sitting back at his base for the time being, and taking these deer on the front as well. He's not actually building a mill there. Obviously he knows that the DauT is going to go with a drush, so it kind of is a little bit risky to go with the mill on the deer, but he's starting to take some gold already. Just a 3, possibly 4 villagers going to go over to that, and he will of course go up on a little bit more population than that because he does need that 500 food of course. We'll see if DauT is already up. Yes, he is. DauT up a little sooner with 31 population. He did make 3 militia click up and then add the second 2, whereas the Viper made 5 militia and then he's going to click up just now. So it's going to be a little slower into the feudal age. I don't think it will make too much of a difference, however. It's only a few seconds, and the Viper now moving out across the map with his Eagle Warrior. He does have more HP on that as well, so it does mean that he will have the advantage if it comes to an all-out fight. Looks like that could happen. DauT going to move out with his militia right now. Viper going to see it, of course. And I think the reason why DauT decided not to make 5 militia straight away is because he did see he wanted to see first of all how many militia the Viper made. Now he sees he had 5. Now he's gone with the extra one. He does have 6 and his eagle. So we'll see how this goes. Are they going to have an engagement, or are they just going to kind of hold it out in the middle? Of course, if you do get up to the feudal age and there are no there's not been any fight yet with the militia, then it could be worth upgrading them to man-at-arms. We could see that from DauT. He's nearly at the feudal age now, and man-at-arms could be a viable solution, especially if there's already these militia out. He may as well do it, as he'll probably get the money's worth. So we'll keep an eye on the barracks. Oh, man-at-arms, there we go. So he's going to go straight away with that. And archery range on the front as well. He is building on top of his hill, and it looks like he's going to try and keep the pressure on the Viper a little bit away from the feudal age right now, so he can't get his wall up just yet. But he's starting to wall in his villagers in this gold mine, just in case DauT does come in real strong. Looks like he is going to head over though right now with 7 militia. Is that 7? Yeah, that's 7. So that's quite a lot of militia coming out. There's the man-at-arms upgrade completed, and the Viper of course going to see that straight away, as he does have line of sight of that right now. These villagers potentially could be in a little bit of trouble, though it's nothing too major right now. The Viper has himself 8 militia of his own, and he's researching man-at-arms as well, just coaxing DauT in for now. We've seen this happen before with DauT's knights. He trapped him inside of his base, and it looks like he's going to do that again, building a house and an archery range on the front. DauT is not going to be able to get out, and now the Viper's going to come in with the superior numbers, I think. And he does have a little bit of a hill here as well, so he might even try and hold up on the hill and fight this here. DauT, of course, not going to be able to do all that much if he's if he's just going to keep his men-at-arms in here. He's either going to have to come out or he's going to have to fight his way out. I don't know which one, but this barracks now creating an extra man-at-arms. The archery range about to go up, so he will lose these men-at-arms for sure. It's probably best if he fights now rather than waiting, sending a couple forwards, losing a bit of HP on there unnecessarily, losing his Eagle Warrior already, and Viper just going to hang to this hill because he knows that he will gain an advantage if he fights this now. He's going to go in, he's going to fight it, and it looks like DauT is going to lose the majority of his men-at-arms here. Archers coming in for DauT as well, but skirmishers already on the way out for the Viper. Second archery range is up, and DauT's going to play this nice and aggressive. He could get some kills here, though he doesn't really have the archers for it. Viper attacking with his villagers, not actually going to lose a villager here, could even lose an archer, and they are both really, really low. The Viper deleting his house so he can get his men-at-arms out. They're not going to be so useful to him fighting archers, but DauT's micro being a little bit bad at the moment, very slow to react there, and losing a lot of HP on those archers, making it, well, going to make it even easier for the Viper to pick them off once his skirmishers do come out. Continuing to build those now, 5 out on the field, and DauT just retreating back to his base. As you can see though, he does have this forward already set up, blacksmith forward, 2 archery ranges forward, but the Viper seems to be repelling him fairly well right now. That extra man-at-arms and that slight hill bonus here really did make the difference in this little engagement. Viper easily able to pick those men-at-arms off, trapping DauT in there. That was a really nice move by him, and it seems to have worked fairly well. And DauT now just going to try and pick off the men-at-arms if he can. He can't really turn back and do that though, because the skirmishers are coming in. Upgrades wise, the Viper does have +1, DauT has +1 as well now too. And these villagers could find themselves in a spot of trouble. Of course, skirmishers only doing 3 damage, really not a lot once you take into consideration the armor as well. They're not so great at picking off the villagers, but really nice by the Viper here, actually focusing down the gold units, which are the archers, taking out all of the value from DauT's army, because of course once DauT does reach the castle age, he will want to upgrade his archers first, upgrading them to crossbows, and if he doesn't have any archers to upgrade, then that makes a lot of sense for the Viper to try and focus down the archers here, kiting the villagers around, just picking off all the archers, and that was a really nice engagement for the Viper here. He should even be able to finish off the rest of these skirmishers, making sure that those villagers aren't too much of a threat. He's going to run out again, take out a couple more archers, and of course gold in 1v1 is such a valuable resource, so taking that out of the game and taking out the gold units first is always a great idea. Viper doing really well with that at the moment, managing to get a very, very good return on investment with these skirmishers, and considering DauT was trying to play that quite aggressively there, the Viper managing to defend with just his 2 archery ranges and a few skirmishers for now. Moving out with some archers across the map. It could be the case of coming around here and attacking this wood. We'll keep an eye on those very shortly. And the Viper now, I think, considering the castle age, as he's starting to see a lot more farms, and he's sticking on his 2 archery ranges for the time being, adding in, well, with just the 4 villagers gathering the gold right now. He might want to add a few more gold collectors if he's continuing making archers, but continuing to make farms for now as well, just so he can get up to the castle age fairly soon. Wheelbarrow being researched right now. I just noticed that. That was for... Wait, hang on. We're looking at the wrong person here. There we go. I don't know why that bugged out. Wheelbarrow coming in. I don't know if DauT's got that already, but the Viper does like to get Wheelbarrow nice and early. It really does help on the economy side of things. And the Viper, DauT building a 4th archery range on the front, and it looks like DauT is going to try and end this in the feudal age. He knows that the Viper's going to be going for a fast castle. It's kind of in the meta game. He can just safely assume that the Viper is going to do that. So he's going with 4 archery ranges. We'll see if he can actually make this work. It does mean that he's going to have a lot of military. It does mean, however, that he will be much slower to get up to the castle age, and that is, well, it could be a problem if the Viper does get enough archers, but if DauT can actually kill off the archers out of the Viper's army, then he's going to be in a reasonably good situation. They both have +1 defense now too, and perhaps DauT thinks Viper might try and keep it in the feudal age for a while, but little does he know, Viper will be clicking up to castle very soon. DauT is going to stay feudal for quite some time with 4 archery ranges now. It doesn't look like he can really keep these all that active. I mean, he's population capped himself at the moment. He's going to need to get an extra few houses out to make sure he doesn't stay pop blocked. But for the time being, just adding in lots of skirmishes. And is this going to be another DauT classic? You may remember the game from ages ago now where DauT just went full skirmishes. He built like 60 skirmishes and he was taking out knights with them and everything. Could be the case, but as you can see, DauT's micro pretty much non-existent, and the Viper again outshining him in micromanagement, managing to position his army and move his army in such a way that he really does take the maximum value for them, continuing to micro side to side movement and managing to make them do a lot of damage. Viper probably pretty much neck and neck right now, 16 ranged units for DauT. Viper on 17. He does have an advantage with ranged units at the moment, and that's coming from 2 archery ranges as opposed to 4. So the Viper certainly in a reasonably good situation. He's already clicked up to Castle Age. He's halfway there now. Plenty of wood in the bank. He's going to be able to plonk down 2 town centres as soon as he reaches Castle, and of course he knows that there's 4 archery ranges for DauT now, so he knows DauT's going to be quite slow to reach the Castle Age. So it could be a good idea for him to actually get those 2 town centres down very quickly so that he can keep his villagers extra safe. A watchtower going on the wood for DauT here. I think it's really not looking so great for him, I've got to say. This watchtower really not going to be that effective. Viper managing to pick off so many units here for free, and considering he's not really made much army in the last few moments, he's continuing to add in some archers now slowly, but considering he's not made that much extra army, he's already going to be Castle Age. He's going to have crossbow done, and once he's got bodkin arrow as well, which gives him that extra range, he's going to be able to clean up DauT's army so easily. So he's about to hit Castle right now. He's going to try and get into DauT's eco, do some damage. DauT, of course, not very walled at all. So Castle Age for the Viper, and we'll probably see crossbow straight away. Elite skirmisher as well. And there we go. DauT just resigns straight away. I think he really lost faith in that game. He knew that he would have been very slow up to Castle. He still didn't have enough food to click up, and he had a lot of gold as well. Quite an imbalanced economy there. I think he was probably trying to make a lot of archers, but I think he just thought, you know, once Viper is so far ahead into the Castle Age, there's no way he's going to really be able to bring it back. Once Viper has the crossbows with the +2 range and attack, he'll be able to out micro his army. I think he does realise at this stage that his micromanagement isn't quite up to scratch, and Viper would be able to harass his economy very easily there as well. So there we go. DauT loses that one. Viper takes the game, making it 3-2 overall in the best of 21 series. But stay tuned, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I've been Zach, and I'll see you next time.